Parents are meant to protect their children, but sadly, we live in a world where sometimes caregivers can turn into predators. In 2011, Matthias Schepp kidnapped his twin daughters, leaving tragedy and unanswered questions in their wake. Today on Dark Matters, the disappearance of Alessia and Livia Schepp. In the suburb of St. Sulpice in Lausanne, Switzerland, Irina Schepp lived with her twin daughters, 6-year-old Alessia and Livia Schepp. The girls were the light of Irina's life, her only children of a failed marriage to her ex, Matthias Schepp. Despite not being able to make things work, both parents loved their daughters and had successful careers. Irina was a lawyer and Matthias an engineer. They lived in the same neighborhood and shared joint custody of Alessia and Livia. Things even seemed better now that Irina and the girls weren't constantly under Matthias's, quote, authoritarian rules and strict schedules. Though he was stern, Matthias was said to have nothing but love for the twins. But that love is exactly what allegedly drove him to kidnap his own children. Alessia, Livia, and Matthias were looking forward to spending the weekend of January 28, 2011 together. Matthias told Irina he would drop the twins off at her house on Sunday evening, but it seems he'd made other plans. On Friday, Matthias picked up the girls. The next day, he texted Irina saying he would return them on Monday, dropping them off at school in the morning, deviating from the original plan to return them on Sunday. On Sunday, Irina texted her ex-husband back, saying she would prefer he drop the twins off at the house at 7 a.m. before school. Matthias never responded to the message, but nothing seemed amiss. Alessia and Livia were seen playing with neighbors around noon that day. But by 5 p.m., Matthias was seen crossing the border into France. He was no longer in the country, and presumably neither were his daughters. On Monday, Matthias doesn't return the twins, and Irina contacts authorities. Panicked, she searched her ex's house for the girls, but only found a note written by Matthias that made her blood run cold. The girls are officially reported missing, and a massive 3-country search begins. Swiss authorities search Matthias's boats, along with 60 other nearby homes, but the girls were gone. Meanwhile, Matthias was withdrawing money from several spots in Marseille, France. He also sent a postcard to Irina before boarding a ferry to the island of Corsica. Though no cameras capture footage of Alessia and Livia aboard the ferry, a witness said that they saw the girls playing in the play area aboard the vessel. This is an unconfirmed sighting, but it is the last trusted witness account. As the hours passed, police employed 11 search dogs and helicopters to track down the girls across 3 countries, but they'd seemingly vanished. Then, Tuesday, February 1st, Matthias landed in Propriano around 6:30 a.m. Matthias took another ferry from Bastia to Toulon, where he arrived Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. At 9:13 a.m., Matthias was seen on camera alone, leading authorities to definitively conclude that he was no longer with his daughters. He was spotted in Naples, Italy around noon on Thursday, February 3rd, and by that night, police had caught up with him, but Matthias was dead. He'd thrown himself under a train in Cerignola, Italy, leaving the most important question, where were Alessia and Livia, unanswered. The search to locate the Schepp girls was frantic, especially since Matthias had traveled so far, stopping at sites where the family had vacationed in the past. But prospects of finding the girls alive seemed low. Though Irina and Matthias didn't work as a couple, they seemed to have figured out a peaceful co-parenting arrangement. So, what were the circumstances that led Matthias Schepp to kidnap his daughters, transport them across borders where they vanished, and then take his own life? Police and Matthias's family believe nothing short of a mental breakdown would have caused the father to take his daughters or to cause them any harm. However, evidence indicates Matthias put forethought into his getaway. A French newspaper claimed the entire plan was laid out in a will Matthias left behind in his home, later recovered by authorities. Police also found internet searches for ferry schedules, firearms, poisons, and suicide on Matthias's home computer. But perhaps the most telling piece of evidence concerning Matthias's mental state came from the letters he sent to his ex, Irina, while on the run. One letter implied that he had killed Alessia and Livia. This letter was not released to the public. However, an Italian publication claims they were allowed to release this portion of the letter that read, "My dear, I wanted to die with my daughters, but it didn't go that way. I will be the last to die. You will not see them again. The children rest in peace. They have not suffered, and now rest in peace in a tranquil place." The letter allegedly also said that Matthias hoped the events would not lead Irina to take her own life. This wasn't the only letter. Matthias sent 8 more letters from Italy before taking his own life. 7 of the 8 letters contained money, 4,400 euros in 50 increments. Later, police uncovered 2 unsent letters Matthias tried to send containing 1,500 euros each, but they were found in unused mailboxes. The final letter sent said that Matthias had wanted to, quote, reasonably talk with his wife, but that she'd responded with her lawyers. He said he was going crazy, feeling like he was losing his daughters, and that he would always love Irina. So, it seems clear that there were some unspoken problems between the estranged couple, though exactly what remains unclear. But regardless of what caused Matthias to take Alessia and Livia, the fact remained. They were still missing and were last seen with their father, so the search continued. Police found no biological traces of Alessia or Livia in the ferry cabin that Matthias stayed in on the ride to Corsica. However, detectives felt that the witness who saw the girls aboard the ship was a trustworthy source. While the twins were never conclusively seen after that, several witnesses in Propriano claimed to have seen Matthias, Alessia, and Livia in 2 locations. First, at a bar, where the witness said Matthias was talking to a blonde woman. The second sighting was from Olga Ornek, a resident of Propriano, who was adamant that she saw Matthias eating chocolate pastries with his daughters, sitting with a brunette woman. She claimed none were locals and that the girls closely resembled the missing twins. So police focused their search on Corsica. Irina even aided in the search, begging any locals with information to come forward. Still, no one could conclusively say that they'd seen the twins after the ferry ride. But police felt one last surge of hope that they might be able to find out Alessia and Livia's fates. The GPS microchip to Matthias's Audi navigation system was found not far from where he jumped onto the railway tracks. In hopes of recovering Matthias's exact path, and therefore possibly uncovering a trail to the girls, authorities sent the chip to the chip's manufacturer in Korea. However, nothing useful has been recovered from the unit, so for now, the fate of Alessia and Livia Schepp remains unknown. The investigation revealed that Matthias may have taken Livia and Alessia because he thought he was about to lose them. Reportedly, he thought Irina was going to move to Brussels to be closer to her family, and that he wouldn't get to see his girls again. It is unknown if Irina had intentions to move, but Matthias felt strongly enough about it to kidnap his own daughters, or possibly even kill them, which leads us to our theories about what fate befell the twins. Theory number 1. Matthias killed Alessia and Livia while running from Swiss authorities and hid or disposed of the bodies. If the letter Matthias sent to Irina was true, saying he wanted to die with his daughters and that they were resting in peace, it's an unfortunate possibility we have to face. Also, remember, Matthias had been researching poisons and suicide days before taking the girls. But if he did kill them, then where are the bodies? Some speculate Alessia and Livia might have been thrown overboard the ferry and that their remains are at the bottom of the sea. However, only one credible witness placed the girls on the ferry and no DNA evidence was found to corroborate those claims. So then we have theory number 2. Matthias didn't kill his children, but sent them away to live with a relative or friend, and they are still alive and well. In 2014, an unnamed source wrote a letter to an Italian TV show that ran stories on missing persons cases. The source claimed they'd forged documents to allow Livia and Alessia to enter Canada, where they were supposedly living near the Ontario-Quebec border. The TV crew traveled to Canada, asking the public to come forward if anyone had seen the girls. They had a few possible witness sightings, but nothing official. And it's important to note that the Canadian authorities were never contacted or asked to aid in the investigation, and no official investigating body has acknowledged this lead whatsoever. So, while it's entirely possible that the girls are in Canada, I personally think that it's unlikely, but that doesn't mean that they aren't out there alive somewhere else, though. Neither of the girls had passports when Matthias took them, so they shouldn't have legally been able to cross any foreign borders. Although I'm sure it's entirely possible, some believe this means the girls never left Switzerland, either that they're living in secret there or were killed there. Unfortunately, as is often the case with missing person situations, we have more questions than answers. What was the true reason behind Matthias's actions? And if the girls are alive, who's taking care of them and where are they? If they were killed, where are their bodies? Unless more evidence comes to light, we may never find resolution to these questions. With the circumstances so dire, Irina's family members don't have much hope. Irina's cousin said there is no hope of finding the girls alive, but Irina is confident that Matthias didn't hurt their children and that Alessia and Livia are still alive. She said, "There are moments of despair, then moments of hope, then the void. Now I'm used to it, and often I hear voices, laughter, screams coming from that void." While I don't know that it's likely, I fully hope that Alessia and Livia survived the ordeal and are being taken care of somewhere. If they are in fact alive, they would be 12 years old. According to Interpol, both girls spoke French and Italian when they disappeared. If anyone has any information concerning the whereabouts or fates of the Schepp twins, they can contact the General Secretariat of Interpol using the link in the bottom description. Or Swiss authorities can be contacted at the phone number +41 21 644 8231. Anyone in France or Italy who might have information is encouraged to contact your nearest local police station if you have information to offer. Thank you all for giving this case a moment of your day. It is always heartbreaking when a tragedy strikes a family, but especially so when children are involved. We can only hope that someday the twins are found. No matter what you believe or what you speculate, I ask you only for respect in the comments, and remember, though these may be dark matters, the darkness always matters. Thank you all for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos from me. If you're looking for other similarly unsolved cases, you can click any of the videos on screen now. Stay safe, friends, and have a good night.